Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Ever wonder what you could make and take the leftovers and pack it on your lunch? Or maybe something a little different for the breakfast menu? Here I have something new for you to try. It's a meat and potato flour or an egg omelette potato flour. Well, there's two types here. One's made with ground beef and the other with eggs. We'll add in a little cheese and herbs, and it's finished off nicely by being wrapped in delicious roasted potato slices. But first, let me take a moment before you join me in the kitchen. Just wanted to let you know that my recipe books are available on Amazon, and like always, I've provided a quick link in the description below this video. And without further ado, let's get right to making today's recipe. Okay, so I start by using russet potatoes. I use a medium-sized one so that your flours aren't too big. I scrub it really well because you're going to be leaving the peelings on. Now I'm making these up for myself today, so I'm probably only going to make about 4 of them. And we'll talk about the amounts as we go. And you can see here I'm lining a cookie sheet with parchment paper. And I'm going to use my grater to slice them. And mostly because I find it slices it about the right thickness. That's probably about 1/4 of an inch. I'm not really sure how thick it is, but you got to be careful doing this because you can cut your fingers, so be awful careful. Now I'm using extra virgin olive oil. I place that on the parchment paper and grease the top of the parchment paper so that your potatoes won't stick to it. And you put the potato slices around on the parchment paper like this in the shape of a flower. You can do it with, usually 5 of them, but you can do 6. And I leave a little spot in the middle open, or you can certainly put a little centerpiece as well. Ta-da! Okay, so now give it a generous sprinkling of black pepper and also some salt. Give each of them a sprinkle with either Parmesan cheese or shredded cheddar. The cheese is what's going to hold this together for you. So not only will the cheese make it have more flavor, but it will act like the glue. Okay, now pop these into the oven. It's preheated at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Time it for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you how to make a meat filling. I'm using about 1/2 pound of ground hamburger. This is a frozen piece that I had in the freezer, so I'm going to add a little water, fry that up until it's cooked. Now we'll use a medium-sized cooking onion and chop it up. And as far as I'm concerned, this is essential when you're mixing it with ground beef. It adds so much flavor. Another flavor booster is red bell pepper, and in this case, a little bit of yellow as well. Chop about 1/3 cup of each. Place about 1 tablespoon of butter into a medium-sized frying pan, and we'll add some chopped red peppers. Also add the chopped onion. Also the chopped yellow bell pepper. Saute these in the butter until the onions become translucent. And when they're partially cooked, you add them to the ground beef and mix that in. And you can give it a little sprinkle of either oregano or thyme. Just a little sprinkle of garlic powder. And I give it a fairly generous sprinkle of black pepper and a little bit of salt. So let's set this aside and go back to checking on our potatoes. Timer may have went and you may have had to pull them out of the oven before this, but nonetheless, when you pull them out of the oven, you let them cool down until they're almost completely cooled off so that they'll stick together like this. I find that the Parmesan cheese actually helps it to stick together a little better than the cheddar cheese does. Take these flours and place each of them into a greased muffin tin cup. And I like to add a little bit of extra cheese in the bottom so that it fills the holes or the gaps that are in the bottom of the flour. But bear in mind that when you put the filling in, they will actually thicken up and help to hold it together as well. I'm just completely cooking up about 4 of them for myself today, but the meat filling that I'm making will probably be enough for between 6 and 8 flours. And then the egg one, you can do more individualized. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. Let's go back to our meat filling and finish it. So now that the meat filling has cooled down a little bit, we'll add a can of cream of mushroom soup and stir that in until it's well incorporated. Add 1 large egg. The egg will help to add a little extra flavor, but it will also help to thicken it. Now just take your meat filling and simply spoon it in on top of the potato flour. These meat ones are my favorites. I do like the egg one as well, but it's more of a breakfast thing in my mind. So let me show you how to make that one. 2 large eggs. Mix them in a bowl. Do the same thing with frying up some onions and bell peppers. And simply add those to the egg mixture. And stir them together to make sure that they're well incorporated as well. Add a generous sprinkling of black pepper and a little salt, and also a little bit of basil. There now, once you've mixed that together, you're ready to add that to your potato flours. And this egg mixture probably made enough for about 2.5 of these. Maybe you might get 3 out of it if you don't feel it quite so full. So 2 eggs made 2 or 3 flours. Now that gives you a rough idea as to how you would gauge your recipe if you're wanting to make more or less. So we're going to place these back into a preheated 400-degree oven, and then we'll time it this time for about 20 minutes. And I checked on them in about 15 minutes to make sure that they were doing okay. They have overflown a little bit, but that's okay. We can just trim that off and tidy it up, but no big deal. So depends on how full you fill them. Sometimes they may overflow a little. Okay, so here they are. They're nicely browned up, and it took roughly 20 minutes. So we removed them from the oven, placed them on a cutting board, and let them cool down. So let them cool down just enough that you don't burn yourself trying to get them out of the pan, but just enough so that you can loosen the edges and remove them nicely without it falling apart. It is nice to serve them while they're still nice and hot. I really like this meal. They're both very tasty, and I've given you 2 options here where you can combine the tender cooked potatoes with either meat or eggs, and what you add to it, such as the cheese or spices, really adds a lot of extra flavor that complements it really well. I hope you really enjoyed today's video and that you copy down this recipe, give it a try. Let me know how it works out for you. And until next time, happy eating, and now go make some.